In this video, I'm going to continue to model the apartment that we firstly created in 2D using the push and pull tool, which is an extrusion tool that can help us to create doors, windows, and other components. And also some of the furnishing can be created easily with the push and pull. So it's a pretty versatile, simple, and fast tool that we can use here in Sketchup. So I will go back in the last part of the previous lesson where we learned how we can scale, we can create the correct scale for a drawing that we imported from AutoCAD in DWG or DXF, and also how we can scale correctly an image. So we can start from scratch without any reference, or we can use references, so we can use CAD or images. And from that references, we created this little, we started to extrude the walls of this little apartment, and we are going to continue to do that. And also we will check other tips and tricks and techniques to 3D model here in Sketchup. So let's start here and continue with this. Okay, first of all, this is a group, so I need to unlock it, so explode in order to work with it, or I can also enter the group, but this time I will choose this solution, and I will start here to push this up. Okay, and well, we can easily create all the walls here, and we already did that. And now let's say that I want to create a railing using this one here. So I'm gonna first extrude this again, and I'm gonna set a precise value of 20 centimeters. Now I'm using centimeters, but you can change, you can create, well, you can set your units and you can use them. In this case, I will use centimeters. And well, maybe it's too high. So if I want to bring it lower again, I can select it, select the move, click there. I'm gonna move this, let's say 5 centimeters down, and maybe another 5 centimeters. So it should be now about 10 centimeters high. Okay, and then I want to use this face to create other elements. So I click here and I move, but when I'm moving, I click Control. So I'm gonna create a copy of this, and I will move this, let's say 15 centimeters. Okay, and now I will select the extrusion again and extrude this like 5 centimeters again. Now each time you create a new component, that's gonna be like embedded into the same model. So if I do double click here, it's gonna select a face. If I click 3 times, it's gonna select the whole model. So you need to understand each time if you are creating something that can be a separated element. So it can be a group or a component. So in this case, I want to create a group. So I will select this, and to do that now, it's a little bit harder because I need to select it in a way that I don't select anything else. So maybe from here, if I click and go to the right, I can select it without touching anything else, but be careful about lines that you can leave behind. Okay, and then we can create this group. So right click and say make group. All right. Now if I double click, I can enter the group and I can continue from here. So I cannot accidentally select anything else. So if I do the 3 clicks here, I'm gonna select only this. And I will create an array, so a series or copy of this. And this is another hidden tip of SketchUp. You need to know this, otherwise it's difficult to find out. So basically you have to move this again and click Control to create the copy. And let's say that I want to move this, well, I think that it's 20 centimeters. Okay, and then click. And then to create more copies, I need to type, for example, 4, if I want 4 copies, and then X. So it's 4 times, and press enter. And this is gonna create me the other railings here, and maybe I don't want the last one, so 3 clicks and delete. Okay, and then we can go out. So you can see how easily you can multiply and do multiple copies of your objects here. So let's get into the top view and Sometimes it's useful to use this top view. So we're gonna create things better, and I want to create something here, which will be like a post, and I can see here the measures. So you can see I have set the interval of 1 centimeters, and you can change that from the preferences that we saw in the latest video. So I'm gonna do this like 5 centimeters times 2 and go, well, I can do this attached already, or maybe it's even better if I do this separated and then attach it later on. So I can select it, and I'm gonna use the extrusion again, click, and then get that height, and now I will place it. Now before I place it, again, it's important that I create a group, otherwise it will weld with the rest of the architecture here. So I can create also a component. The component has a name, so this could be like post, and a description. It can also have a price, size, and other URL. So it's a little bit more complex than a group, and you can use that also when you have to do like calculations and things like that. And then I will place it right there. And again, I will copy that. So I will click, Control, define the distance, let's say 100 centimeters. Okay, and be careful to be in the correct direction. So let me do this again. I need to be on the X. I'll say 150, and there you go. And then I can use these two. So I will select the first one, second one, rotate, use that as the pivot. Click there, rotate, and hold, well, click Control and place it right there. Okay, but then I have to move them forward a little bit, like that. And there you go. So you can see how you can quickly add details to your architecture here. And sometimes you will see these lines. Now you don't see those in the rendering, so you can decide if you want to keep them or not. So you can delete them or not, or you can do something like that. Well, these are inside here, so I double click, select those and delete. Depends on clean and you want to keep your drawing. Okay, now let's move to the window. So in the window here, I have one already prepared, so I will select that and then create a copy again. So move up and Control, and let's say 80 centimeters. Okay, and well, also I will copy this once more and say this is gonna be the height of the window. So I don't know, maybe another well, let's say 100. Okay, and then I can close everything up with a rectangle here on the top like that, and that's gonna be my top part, and also there at the bottom. You can see there it created the rest, the pavement and so on. Now if I move all the way down here, this will stay there, but I can decide if I want to keep it or not. Again, this is, I believe, your choice, because that's a really hidden part of your model, so you can decide whether you want to keep it or not. Now once you get this done, it's going to be easier and easier. So the more you do, the more it's going to be easier. So I will select this block here like that, this series of surfaces. Now just be careful to not to select anything else. And again, this is not a group, this is embedded in all the rest. So I will select it like that, move it, and then Control and place it just right there, because these add the exact dimensions. So I didn't need to scale or anything. And now I need to do these other two, which have different size. So I need to go back to the top view and create another copy of this. And I also will rotate this and like that. Okay. And create another copy. Control, and I'm gonna place it right here. So I want to get that endpoint snap and place it like this, and then with the scale tool I will use the middle one to scale it in one dimension or one direction. There you go. And then I will move this from here to here, and that's it. Now we have the last window, and I'm gonna use this last block here and move it down. Again, I will take that as a reference and click like this, scale, reduce the length, move, and place it right there. There you go. So if I go in 3D now, I can see that all my windows are done within minutes. So this is the power of SketchUp. And now let's move into doors. So, well, you have many options to do doors. Now, first of all, let's make this one here, which is simpler. So here I cannot extrude this because it's a line. So I will need to create a rectangle for this. So let me delete this and create a rectangle that looks like it's coming off the wall. So hit Control to work from the center, and we need to give this some dimensions, and I want to give this, let's say, 1 centimeter, comma, let's say 30, and enter. Okay, and then I will extrude this again. So click to select and push or pull, and there you go. And well, maybe it's too high. Yeah, I need something smaller, like 220 centimeters. Okay, 220, and that's gonna be the, well, I think the walls here are too small, so I will, yeah, so I have 239 for the top, and this is too small, so I'm gonna set into section view, select all the top part like that, and move this up. So I'm moving this to 51 centimeters. And again, I'm gonna measure this 290, so I need 10 extra centimeters. So I will move this 10, and this is gonna be now 3 meters. And also I can, if I want, select, for example, windows and move them up from here. So I can change the height of things whenever I want in a really easy fashion. Okay, now looks a little bit more realistic. Well, actually, I believe this door and this door are a little bit too small, so I'm going to increase the size of my drawing a little bit. So I will select all these lines and move this, let's say, from here to, oops, no, I don't want that. I don't like that. Well, I will need to remake the arc. Yeah. So I'm gonna move this 20 centimeters. Okay, and I will delete this for now. And let's get back to our doors. So this one, I'm gonna copy this with the move tool, the control, and place it now. It has to be at the same height of the door, and then close it with the rectangle like that. Now it's gonna create like a roof or a ceiling. I can use that. Maybe I can place this into another layer to use it later, or I can delete it and make it later. In this case, I will delete it. And let's go to these other doors here. So in this case, again, it's pretty simple. So if I want to recreate those, I need to do something like that. Okay, and then I will select that, move and copy this as well, 220. This is the usual height. Now be careful with those lines, you don't want them running around. Oops. And just try to understand which one you can delete and which not. And this one here gonna go like this. And once I have this little block on the top, I can copy this if it's the same of the others, like that. And this one is a little bit bigger because it's an external door. So I'm gonna just take this one here and move it on the front like that. And this one also, I want to do it like a door. So I will select that and perhaps delete it. And you can see that it deleted all the different surfaces. So I need to click there and recreate like that. And then copy this and place it again to Control 220. And if it doesn't show up, just change the view and try again. Okay, and then I can copy that as well. And now I will create here the closing for this. Okay, and I can then, well, there is also the possibility to push this on the other side, and that's gonna create a hole. We already saw that. And that's another tip. Now let's go here to the final one. And first of all, I can create, for example, a rectangle to make this all looking white. And then I can select that and again move it, Control and 220, and it didn't do anything, so I need to do that again, 220, and create the top part. And that's the ceiling again, so just select it and delete it. And well, this time I want to show you another tip. So if I use something like that, then I will close it. But then I can use the offset and I can create a frame. So if I move here to the bottom, I can use that point as a reference. And I'm creating the panel here that I can also use, but this time I want to delete it. And then I have the frame. So I'm gonna extrude the frame, let's say 2 centimeters from here. And yeah, you can see you have that like little step. So if you don't want that, you need to design this like this with the pen tool, like that, and then delete that. And also you can see there is a line that it needs, or well, a couple of lines that needs to be removed. And well, also I will remove that and that, and also these two. Okay, now I will move in the top view and select that frame. I'm gonna rotate this, and also I will copy it. So let me try to find the correct, okay, Control. And well, since that's going to right there, I need a reference line here, so I can use the measure with the guide on, place it there in the middle, select that again, rotate, and let's use this one, and rotate and Control and place it right there. And let's go back to 3D, and then you need to close those holes. So well, you know, there is really infinite techniques to create things into Sketchup. You just need to figure out which one it's the best for you, which one you feel more comfortable. Okay, and then you can proceed with that. Now I'm not using components too much, but components are really handy as well. So there's my frame. So when you want to create a component, it's better because then you can manage everything separately. So for example, if I want to create a table there, not using that circle, I want to create a new one. Let's say 50 centimeters, yeah. And now I will orbit, and this is gonna be the tabletop. So I will push this, let's say, well, 2 centimeters can be enough. And then select this, move it up, let's say 75 centimeters. Okay, and then I can create something for the base and the structure. So let me go back here in the top view. Okay, and say that this will be the bottom part. Well, actually, let me create a component first. So right click and make component. It's gonna be table, price 100. Double click, and now I am inside. So I can create now the base. Depends where your construction plane is. So right now it's constructing on the original coordinate system, but you can change that if you want. And extrude this, let's say, well, you can see, yeah, it's already changed the construction system, the construction plane. Okay, so let's say this is gonna be 4. And also one other thing I can do, I can move, rotate, and scale faces. So if I want to create strange effects here, there you go. Hit Control to make it scale on the center. And let's also extrude this one a little bit. Okay, and that's gonna be the base. So I'm gonna move from here, sorry, select everything and move it down 75. Press enter, and then I will extrude the part in the middle. And I'm gonna extrude it till there. Okay, the bottom of the table, and then I will move this into position, trying to get the center and the center of that. And there you go. So I have my nice table, which is a component, and I need to copy it. I don't need it to then detach it every time I use it. Okay, so this is why groups and components are useful. Otherwise, everything is gonna be on the same mesh, on the same poly surface. Okay, so this will be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next.